Well, I would love to keep in theme with the talk we just had about your home purchasing journey and all of that, because husband and I have been on our own journey to fight our home appraisal. And like I know how much we talk about how Black households
Yeah.
are undervalued and underappraised and all of that. But in a weird way, I am rooting for my own low appraisal because our home, because our property taxes are cray cray. Like I want to say they're
Mm,
like between 12 and 14,000, I forget. But with the pandemic and with home values just shooting up, our town drastically increased our appraised home value, which drastically increased our taxes to the point
okay.
where we refinanced our mortgage in 2020, the summer of 2020, when rates were really, really low. I think we got our new rate at like 2.8 or something crazy like that. And we immediately saved $300 to $400. And then it
Mm-hmm.
was like cute for a few months. And then it was boom,
Mm,
we were back up paying what we were paying before. So I was like, what the heck was the point of that? So anyway, and just for anyone who's out there, if you pay attention to you get like what's it called? An assessment from I
yes.
don't know, your town or New
I
York is
just
kind
got
of weird.
mine.
Where you did. Okay. We're in a town and
Mm.
they reassessed our home and it was like $100,000 more. It was something nuts.
Woo.
And we were like it's always in the spring. And then you have until like the summertime, June-ish, at least where we live to appeal it. And we got our appeal in late. And there's like,
Mm.
because we were just busy and I don't know, we just didn't have our crap together. But there's actually real estate attorneys or real estate agents who do this on the side. So they
Mm.
will help you appeal your assessment and go through that process. Because we put ours in late, which meant we put ours in like August or September. There's like a small court claim kind of situation now. So
Okay.
long story short, we're in this process. I will update you guys, but I think at this point we've paid $500 to get our home reassessed.
Okay.
And the appraisal that we got came in, I want to say like $75,000 under what the town
Okay.
had appraised it at. So, but they're fighting us on it. So yeah, so now it's in like a small claims court situation. So I'm taking
Okay.
a break for this whole situation. And it's
Okay.
stressful because, 500 bucks for the appraisal. And then the person who we've hired to represent us, he's going to be charging obviously a percentage of our first year of savings. And don't quote
Mm.
me on this because Husbay has been dealing with it. And it's to the point where I think I want to get in there because I was trying to
Mm.
delegate. But he was like, yeah, the guy said he's going to charge us 75% of whatever we save in the first year on our
No.
taxes. And I was like, 75 seems like a lot. I don't know if he has it all right. I got to figure it out.
Yes.
Um, yeah,
Ugh.
so that's the situation. If you have any advice or you've been through this situation, like let me know.
Well, I'll
Um,
say this that like
hoping
I
it
can
works out.
ask. So my one of my friends who lives not far from me, same, they refinanced was like, woohoo, we saved a few hundred, a few $100s, and then their house got reassessed, and they were like, psych, we're right back where we were
Hmm.
plus some. So what they did,
Yep.
and I'll ask her specifically what they did, but they were able to go to the city, and they got so it went from like 9 or something like that to 14,000 annually. And so they were able to
Yep.
go to the city and they were able to get it down to 11. So I will ask
Okay.
specifically, like, what did you say? You know what I mean? Like, what was the process? Obviously, Newark is different, but I don't know what the process was, but I'll ask, like, what was that process like? But I have heard
Yeah, I
that over
haven't.
and over again that people have been able to kind of battle back their taxes. So I'll ask and hopefully, it'll
Yeah.
be helpful. But yeah, I definitely have heard people have had success. So my dad would always say, do they have two heads? Where there's success for one, there's success for others. So, we're speaking life over
Mm,
that. Yes. But I can
yeah. Well,
imagine
I'd be
that being
curious
very
if they did it
stressful.
themselves or if they hired someone. And if they did hire someone, how did they pay? And how did
Mm,
that all work? Because I feel like
yeah.
we are going to be saving something, but I'm like, man, how much am I paying this person
Yes. So
exactly?
you want to,
Yeah.
yes. Sometimes it's hard to be like, to not try to be in the mix and let someone else do it. But if that's your strength, sometimes you got to jump in and be like, tag me in, tag me in.
Yeah. I know. I'm a control freak, but
I,
I just don't like no. And my husband is so he doesn't push. I'm a pusher. Like, I'm going to
Girl.
ask the same question 11 different ways until I
Yes.
understand everything,
Yes.
which I think is a winning character trait.
It
I think it
is.
makes me spectacular at everything. But my
Yeah.
husband's like, why are you being so pushy? And like, ugh, anyway. But, I'm just going to slide into the email and remove him from the CC line. And then he'll never have to know.
Yeah, because honestly, it's thousands of dollars on the line. So I can
Hmm.
see we're not talking about, the order of cookies from your favorite bakery here.
Thank you.
I
Some
mean,
things
you know
are
what I
worth
mean? Sometimes
pushing
there's
over.
times when it's like, I gotta get in the ring,
Hmm.
It's like you can't let somebody jump your best friend. You gotta jump in.
Right? See? Justify me. Uh-huh. All right. What about you,
So
Tiff?
I'm gonna do a boost that is aligned but not the same. So I don't know if well, y'all know that I helped to craft a law called the Budgetnista Law A1414 with Assemblywoman Angela V. McKnight. And then I had the opposite thing happen with my house, that it was underappraised. And as a result, Angela was like, well, we can work on a law to make that illegal. And not only to make it illegal, but to make the education of what to do if that happens legal, like mandatory. And so that's like what, so we were talking about it. And so she drafted the bill based upon our conversation. I was in Dallas speaking for Chase Bank, so I couldn't go. But she said she had to, what did she say? She had to basically go and testify. I guess at the I don't even know, Trenton, which is like the law house or whatever. So anyway, the bill
Went to
passed
the
the
law
assembly.
house.
I know it passed the assembly committee yesterday. So it's like the first of 3 steps. It has to pass the
Yes.
assembly committee. This is like, I'm just a bill, just a, like that Schoolhouse Rock song. And then
On
I believe
Capitol
next
Hill.
it has to go to the House, New Jersey
Okay.
House, and then it has to go to the Senate. And if it passes there, then it has to be signed by the governor. And if he does sign it, it becomes a law. And if he doesn't sign it, he can actively kind of veto the law by saying no, or he can passively veto the law by just not signing it. But our current governor is Phil Murphy. He's a Democratic governor. She's a Democratic assemblywoman. So we hope that they're all in line. So it's really exciting. And she was like, girl, get ready for your new law name. I'm like, ooh. So actually, BA fam, what should we call
What should it be called?
Like the Budgetnista
Ooh.
appraisal law? Like what we calling it? Something that's going to roll off. So here's the thing.
Stop racist home
Technically,
appraisals.
right? Technically, it's going to be, like the law names are like A1414. Like if you were to Google A1414, but Angela allows, because she is so nice. And she allows for me to call it whatever, like as far as like media and press and things to bring attention to it. And so
a
like I
vanity
was like,
license plate.
yeah. And so it's not like, if you go to the courthouse, they're gonna be like, oh, you talking about the Budgetnista law? They're gonna be like, girl, where is the name? A1414. So, but yeah. So yes, I would love some law names. I mean, preferably with the word Budgetnista in it, because if nothing, I'm a marketer.
Yeah, of course. The Budgetnista appraisal
like
rescue
appraisal
plan.
law. Yeah, or something. And so tweet me at the Budgetnista or at Brown Ambition. Hit me on Insta or hit Brown Ambition on Insta for some law names. But I'm excited because honestly, here's the thing. Because we're claiming it, this goes through. It's not just that it's going to make it illegal to appraise someone's home and to use their race, their sexuality, their gender, whatever, as part of the reason why you appraise. There's no way to really prove that because people will say whatever. But the part that I love, and that's why I said make this part mandatory, is that it will be that your realtor, once you are either selling or I forget what stage in the buying process, will have to give you an information sheet about the appraisal process and what to expect. And if you suspect that your appraisal has been done in a way that, that is reflective of your race, your gender, your sexuality, whatever, here's the remedy and recourse. I thought that was so powerful because now appraisals will know, I see you. I know what I'm supposed to expect. And if you don't do what you're supposed to do, here's who I call to report you. Because there's nothing, it took weeks of research to figure out, what do I do when this happens? And honestly, there was still no clear Like, this is what you're supposed to do. And now it's like, no. Here's who you call. Here's how you report that appraiser. Some appraisers were mad. And I'm like, why? A hit dog gonna holler. So come for me if you want, because my block name's strong. Because if you're not appraising someone's property based upon those things, what you worry for? You know what I mean?
It makes their job more stressful and more over. Like, but that's the point of having watchdogs. That's important. Having checks and balances.
Exactly. What you worried for?
Ask for a raise.
Exactly. So I'm just excited about that. That's a big boost.
That's huge. I'm excited too. It's also a good reminder that the midterms elections, y'all, okay?
Child.
These local official positions like Angela McKnight and the people in the House, like all these local level, like this is who's in charge of our, like the legislation that really impacts us at home.
Yes.
So if you are not ready for November, what is it now? 4th? When's election day? Is it November 1st?
Yeah, I think it's the 4th.
It's like,
I always thought it was the 4th.
Is it like next week? Anyway, it's coming up. It's like the Tuesday in November, right? It's coming up very soon. Get your asses to the polls, okay? And if you can't be in town, absentee ballot. I'm looking at you, Georgia. Listen.
Yes, we all
don't let Stacey walk away a loser again. Listen, I will come for you, Georgia. Make it happen. I'm so stressed. But yes, please vote. That's all.
Hey, BA fam. We're on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And while you're at it, why don't you go over to that little bell icon and just tap that for us. Show the BA fam how much you love us. And that way you'll also get notifications when new videos drop. Also, share the channel with a friend. We're always like, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank y'all so much again for all the support.